No one's probably gonna watch us today anyway. It's a weekend. They're probably all about to be out or out already.
I forgot today was Saturday. I kept thinking today was Sunday the entire day.
Well, all right.
We're live, by the way.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Another episode of The Adventures in Bad Taste. I guess we're Batman now. We're The Adventures in Bad Taste. But yeah, I got in one corner the man with a plan and the ultimate Nas fan, EJ the Electric Jolt. I have in the other corner the Saiyan Prince, the man machine hybrid, Raytron.
So what's
And
good,
then
guys?
here in this corner, the main character and the most important person, not only in this podcast, but on the entire planet, me, Vanguard. Yeah.
So you're talking
Um,
about his ass already, bro.
so here, today's episode is going to be about why you should join my cult, and we're going to go into space together and all that shit. But what was I? Oh, how you guys been doing today? What you guys been up to?
Saw a friend. Saw my old college roommate.
Oh, cool,
We
cool.
really just went up, chilled in his house, ate some food, had some laughs. Good stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
What about
Did
you,
you fuck?
EJ? What the fuck?
What's the question? My fault. Wasn't paying attention.
What are you up to, bro?
Y'all know me, man. The grind. Another day, another day of the week where I'm working. So, um, nothing new on that front. I know, but good spirits.
What were
It's not
you?
hasn't drained me in my life force. So,
What were you grinding? Like cheese or something?
all right, all right, all right. You did something with that one. You did something.
Your face, the way you look, the way the disappointment. Oh man. Well, for me, what I've been up to today is, the usual. Just woke up and wasted a lot of the day. Now, now I woke up because I was so hungover. Not hungover, but like just, after a whole night of drinking, you don't just wake up at full energy the next day at like normal, right? So instead, I was tired and I slept for mad long. When I woke up, it was 3 p.m. And I was like,
I
what the fuck?
mean, mostly because what is it? We didn't even get home until like 6 a.m., bro.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I was so fucking tired because we got home at 6 a.m. So like I wake up at 3 p.m. and then but I did feel rested when I woke up for like the first time because I'd slept for so long. Usually I get home after drinking and I'll either wake up within 6 hours or 7 hours and I'm still feeling groggy and shit. But this time I felt normal and I was like, okay, I took a warm shower, made some food, did oh, is that the Husto in the
Yeah,
background?
that's what's up.
The main man.
Tell myself what up. Or you could probably hear me.
He can't actually. The reason I'm wearing headphones is so the mic doesn't pick you guys up. But they say
Same, same.
what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
want to be petty.
yeah.
Oh, let's eat it.
Hell of a night.
Yeah, can I get that figured out later, man?
Getting cake.
Yeah, like,
This is the
You
most
almost
important
get
thing.
drunk. You just finished getting drunk, bro. You're gonna die.
We didn't get drunk.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get drunk again. We did get drunk yesterday. We got very drunk yesterday.
Yes. It was indeed. You guys were very wasted. I don't drink, bro.
You were wasted
I was
too.
not.
Don't
I
even
don't drink,
front.
bro. I don't drink.
Yeah.
did y'all go to the barcade? Did y'all play some Darkstalkers?
Nah.
Oh
What
yeah.
happened was we had some Mexican food at this lovely restaurant, Taqueria St. Mark's. Shout out to
Yeah,
them.
y'all never do that. That's crazy when I go with you. That's crazy.
I mean, you should pull up. I was to tell you, we had some food.
Yeah, but before we went there, we went to two places
Oh
that
yeah,
were
everything
closed.
else was closed, bro. Everything. It was after Thanksgiving. All the signs said "Go home." You have food in your fridge.
Yeah. And the cool thing, there wasn't that many people out there,
There wasn't
but
like no one out there, but it was
we
like still
we
a hell of a
owned
night, bro.
we owned the fucking streets. We were just in that internal validation mode. We were just chilling, bro, chilling, talking. We did talk to random people, and I saw an old friend just out of nowhere. Did not expect to see him just standing there. I was like, oh shit. Oh, and some dude, the dude from Beauty Bar, complimented my jacket. Was talking
Yeah,
to me
he
about
was
it.
wearing the fancy jacket, bro.
Yeah, and someone he was like, I was like, oh, someone gave it to me. He was like, oh, fuck him. That's what he said. He said, fuck him. He said, nice jacket, but fuck him for just giving it to me, I guess.
Bro, because it's like, damn, could have been me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting. Oh, and then we saw some Asian chick. Man, bitch looked like she stepped out of like a K-pop music video. She had
She
like
was like wearing
silver.
like silver. It was like a white tank top, like a silver jacket, silver
She had
skirt, some
fucking
long
pigtails.
platform boots.
Yeah, I was about to fold her like fold her like a pizza, bro. I was
I,
about to,
I excuse this man's behavior. I don't tolerate that kind of
He
language.
does not
I
represent.
don't.
He does not
Yeah,
represent the ideals of bitches in
yeah.
that tank.
what you guys don't fold women?
And nah, it's not.
Or
Not
you
like
fold
pizza, bro. Not like pizza.
you fold,
Yeah.
you
Because
fold men?
you fold pizza this way. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you folding them that way? Like,
No, you fold a pizza. You never folded a pizza
yeah, but
before. How
you
do
don't fold. You don't fold pizza this way. You fold it this way. So
you
why are you
still
folding her
folding?
this way? It doesn't make sense, bro.
Folding is folding.
Folding
Folding
is
is folding.
not folding, bro.
Folding
That's why
is
you got
folding.
folded like a lawn chair. That just makes more
Uh,
sense, bro.
fold her like a piece.
Nah,
Because
lawn
you
chair. Cause you
make the
gotta
same
get.
argument about laundry, right? If you say you fold like laundry, not everyone folds their laundry. Some people fold their shirts like, and then they don't fold it that way. It
So they
depends.
folded it wrong. I have to tell
Yeah.
you.
Not because when you do fold laundry, you don't just fold it like you
Folded it
you
wrong, bro. They
fold
folded
it
their laundry
inward.
wrong, bro. Tell
You
them to
fold it
get better at
inward.
folding their laundry.
You fold it inward, and then you fold it over.
Nah,
You just do. Yeah. But
incorrect.
anyway, um, yeah, yeah. But hey, the boy got her number, right? Christian got her deeds.
Did he? I thought it was Emilio.
I think they both got
Anyway,
it. I think they both got it.
well,
Her either
it's
that or her IG. Yeah. Not that it matters though. I can like I said, I started talking to the girl, right? I know I talked to her for like 2 seconds about the silver thing she was wearing. As soon as I looked in her eyes and saw the blue contacts, looked at her outfit, I was like, yeah, this girl is not. I was like, this is the kind of girl who has 1,000 people following her and is only following 52. I was like, this is not. I was like, this is not the kind of person who I can pull completely wasted off my ass like this. So this is not gonna work.
You couldn't
And
pull it
she
up
was,
anyway.
and she was not drunk at all. She was
Yeah, she
like,
was sober. She doesn't drink. But
yeah.
I mean, you can only pull bitches that are drunk, bro.
No, but talking to a bitch drunk and she's fucking sober, you're just sitting there slobbering like a
Then you got
retard.
no riz, bro. You got no riz, bro.
Well, that's what you gotta do if you're gonna do that. You gotta pace yourself, right?
sure,
You got
that sure reminds me of the movie Superbad, where like the whole purpose of him like wanting to go to the party was because the girl that he likes in the movie was gonna be there, and there was gonna be drinks, and everybody's gonna be drunk, and she might make a mistake that night.
oh, Jesus
She might
Christ.
be she might be attracted to him while she's under the influence and things go his way, and it never goes his way. And then when he actually goes to the party, he gets hammered, and then he goes up to her trying to kick game. And he's just slobbering all over her, not knowing that she didn't take a single drink the whole night. He's like, what? You're not drunk? She's like, nah, I'm completely sober. The drinks was for everybody.
Yeah, man. Like she should at least be a little bit saucy as you're also saucy. Or if you're gonna talk to women, that's the first rule. Even those pickup motherfuckers will tell you that. If you're gonna talk to women, do not get too drunk. They're like, you get a little warm, you get a little bit into you. But if you get too fucking drunk, you're just gonna be walking around like an idiot and getting rejected
Yeah,
the whole night because you're.
yeah, Ray learned that the hard way for sure. Yeah.
What? What?
But yeah. Unless she really likes you, sometimes it works. They just like, oh, let me get you home safe. Oh, we saved some guy. We saved some guy.
Oh yeah, some guy. He was just in the trash. He was just in the
Mm.
trash. Like
We
we were
expound
standing in front
upon
of the
that.
bodega.
Expand upon that. He was born in the trash, molded by
But
it.
yeah, we were standing in front of some bodega, and this lady was like, "Yeah, I think I heard some guy like fall in the trash, but if you hear a scream, that's him." So we like they go, Gio picks him up. put him in the. No, the worst part, we put him on the stoop, right? We're like, yo, bro, you good? My boy, the guest of honor here, he's all up on him. He's like patting his pockets, bro. You got all your shit, bro. You got your wallet, you got your phone. I'm like, yo, bro, relax, back up off him, bro.
He's gonna look like
I cannot accurately describe how it is because you had to be there, bro. He was. Really
I could imagine
face,
that,
bro.
Yeah,
that's very dangerous. This man could just snap out of nowhere, have a pocket knife on him, and be like, ah. Just
there are 4 people. There are 4 people, and we're all surrounding this guy. One of them's patting his pocket. Like, he just did not look good, you know?
Bro, he was trying to help him take his wallet out of his pocket, and man was struggling to take his wallet out of his pocket. I was like,
he gave him a what do they call? What do they call those pat downs that security guards do? The ocular pat down.
Bro,
he gave a.
He's fucking goofy, bro.
Yeah, because the thing is, right? I helped him. I help him up, and then I guide him to the thing, sit him down, and I'm like, okay, he's good now. I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. It's like you gotta know how to. I don't know. People are interesting. You gotta know how to like operate. You know, it's like he's like all you gotta do is help him. If he needs any more help, like I was just standing there drinking. I thought we were just gonna kind of talk to him for a little bit. If he needed any more help, he's gonna ask for it. Like we could have sat there and talked to him for maybe like 10 minutes. He sobers up and then he goes on his way home. But instead, it becomes this big thing, and then
like it. And he was like, "Bro, he needs help. He's clearly drunk." I was like, "Yo, relax." He's telling us to relax.
He was like, "Bro, you need an Uber?" And he was like, "Yeah, you know, I might need an Uber." Like I was just putting the ideas in his head. Like I'm helping him by not being too pushy. Like, "Yo, you need an Uber, bro? So you got your phone?" I was like, I was just putting the ideas in his head, reminding him of the things he should probably have, you know. And then, oh man! And then eventually he got uncomfortable by the situation.
He was like ready to go.
Wait, how old was this guy? Like demographic?
Ask him, but he was.
I'm saying, ballpark estimate.
Either in our age range or a little older than us. Yeah. He just gave me those vibes.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. I don't know how he said he was there with people, so I guess they fucking abandoned his ass, and he was just sitting there stumbling around.
So he looked relatively young. Then.
Yeah, he's probably like 28, 29, something like that. Like, or he could have been younger. You never know with these white people, bro. Like, motherfucker could have been 13. You know, these white people age fast. They age like yogurt. Well, anyways, yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't get that.
Hell of a night.
Yeah, hell of a night indeed. But like, how you just abandon your boy like that? That's crazy.
I'm still waiting for the day to, for Ray to say that just out of nowhere. Like,
hell of a night.
Nah, but you should have been there yesterday because I was saying that.
I think he did say it. Yeah, he said it. Hell of a night. Hell of a night. I think
it must have been a hell of a night if he said it.
He said it maybe twice for the night or 3 times.
Bro,
hell of a night.
We went to what, 3-4 different places,
and each place would be lit for a few minutes and everyone would disappear.
Yeah, like that was definitely a night you should just head straight to where we're like the last place we went. MK, we should just went straight there.
Yeah, we should just went straight there and stayed there the whole time because MK was pretty fucking vibrant for a while at least. Like we went there from the very beginning.
Did you get in tomorrow or no?
We didn't even try. There was no point. And based on the showing of the last time we got in tomorrow, I guarantee it would have been real ass if we even managed to get in this time. We'd have been in an empty dance hall just standing there. Yeah. That would have been whack. Oh man, because Maru is not all it's cracked up to be. It's definitely not. But yeah, man, hell of a night. That's all I can say. Hell of a night. But you guys know what scientism is?
Scientism. No.
In case I don't, or the audience doesn't explain that.
There you go. So scientism is that. You ever heard that phrase? It became very popular during COVID. Trust the science, and people kept saying that. Trust the science. Just trust the science. Yeah. And like basically people like every time there's like an argument or opinion on something, they will try and find some random expert who kind of agrees with them, and then be like, "Oh, this person agrees with me," and then the idea is that there are people who, instead of treating science as what it is, a discipline that is used to gather the truth, they treat it as if it is a fucking religion within itself. Like they just sit there worshiping the hallowed halls of science.
Man, Man, it's that's a wonderful point you're making.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Always Sunny where Dennis he says the same shit like because he's not a believer in religion, like he just believes in science. Um and Mac's character, he's very religious. So like they have this they have this argument about like evolution and stuff, about it being real or not. And Dennis likes to just like point to like scientific data that proves that evolution is real and it's not made up. But then Mac, like his counter to that is that he believes in this information, even if it's truthful, but he believes on it on a basis of faith, not actually
Mm.
having poured through the data or the research himself,
Uh,
not actually just looking it over, but believing, that someone with a license or someone that is a researcher actually gathered this information accurately. So I thought that was interesting because we do tend to do that when it comes to science. We do tend to do that. Like we just,
I
you
mean,
know,
I
Bro,
don't
such a
do.
random Yo, bro, stop.
we just we just give all our faith. We just give all our faith to these experts, and they're and trust that they're giving us the verifiable.
Yeah, they did. They do that shit. They fucking
Yeah,
they sit there and just even like for example, right? I remember Bill Nye the Science Guy. Do you know who that is?
yeah.
He became like a
He
very
became a meme,
popular
bro.
figure. He was pretty much a saint in this idea of scientism because basically he would come out and he would agree with everything, anything the left was saying. He would come out and pretend that there was some kind of science to back it up. And basically, he would have the most generic, most generic, vague, barely scientific explanation for why whatever this leftist was saying was true. I remember when the idea that gender is a spectrum. I remember he said that, and he was like, he wasn't even explaining anything. He was like, gender's a spectrum. It's a spectrum, and blah blah blah. And I was like, and people were posting that, sharing it as if this was now proof that the idea of there being two genders was unscientific. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I was like, first of all, Bill Nye is not even like this is one of the most annoying things to me. And I remember, so a little bit of my love of comic books is going to come in here. In comic books, there's a trope that whenever there's a scientist, they seem to know everything, and they're always like really fucking smart. They could do all these different kinds of sciences, and no one acknowledges the idea that there are different branches of science. That usually scientists are experts of a few or more specific fields. There's like no
Nah,
scientist to be
bro.
honest.
Everyone is just Tony Stark, and they know everything.
Exactly. So Bill Nye is like, what was he like a fucking engineer? I think is that what he studied? Engineering, I
Yeah, I
think.
think he has a bachelor's degree in
Yeah, he's an
science.
engineer, and he's here talking on fucking like a fucking gender science. And I was like, what? How? He wouldn't. Maybe he knows a little bit about it, but he's not gonna know enough to sit there and fucking teach you anything new or help you understand.
I
Like
mean,
he's
I don't know
not.
what else he's been doing. Like
Maybe.
because who knows what the man's been doing? He's lived a
Sure,
long
sure,
life since he got a bachelor's degree.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. But it's like, would you rather learn about gender from a person who might possibly know about it, or from a person who's been studying that shit their whole life? You know what I mean? Like it's
Good
just
point.
I don't understand because and it's like they only trust the science when it aligns with whatever their beliefs, right? So like when there would be scientists who came out and would say something like, let's say, take the thing of gender. Oh, there are biological differences between each gender, and these account for a lot of things. And they're like men and women do not have equal amounts of strength, and they're like they have different interests. When a scientist would say something like that, they would get fucking pissed and call him a bigot and like he's an asshole and he's getting paid off by conservatives. I'm like, no, he's just doing the same thing the other side did. Like there's nuance to this issue. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not cut and dry. It's just it's like yes, there are differences between genders, but generally speaking, we're mostly the same. You get what I mean? You know, I don't know. Hey, what do you guys think of that idea of like people
Our
worship
scientism or gender
scientism?
science?
Scientism. I don't get the gender science is just me
I
Yeah.
trying to
mean, since time immemorial, people were like always like, "Yo, trust this, trust that." No one's like actually paying attention. No one knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
And even the people who were saying trust the science, it was really just like They don't know what they were talking about either. But like, see, that person over there knows what they're talking about. I'm right. People just want to be right, and it's just like, yo, shut the fuck up.
That's you're touching on another annoying thing. It's like just because someone studied something or is an expert does not mean that they don't have biases and can be lying to you. Like they can be lying, or they might not even be thinking. They might be ignoring available information because something else fits their own ideas and narrative. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's 100% possible.
Yeah.
Like even like for example, oh yes, perfect fucking example. This is gonna be more relatable to people. Like you can find a phone expert or someone a tech expert. He'll know a lot about tech, right? But based on whichever brand he likes, like if he likes Apple products or Android products, you'll quickly learn his bias or well, based on like how he's talking or what he's recommending to you.
Except the
Like he's
Android ones are right.
sure, sure. But I'm saying like obviously your bias is gonna make you ignore a whole nother like spectrum of information and curate information towards your own narrative. You get what I'm saying? Even if you have the available tools to yourself to like be well versed in this thing, but because you're biased and it's just something that all people do, you're gonna curate a certain version that fits within your narrative that you're comfortable with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, remember that part in I showed you the clip with in Metal Gear Solid 2 where the
Mhm.
AIs he's talking to
Oh
the main
yes, yes,
character. Yeah,
yeah.
he's basically highlighting everything we're talking about. Like they proposed the question of like who should be the purveyor of this information if the people that quote unquote verify this information for us go unchecked or we're just automatically putting our faith in them. Like there should be somebody to verify the verifiers, but how do we do that? You
Yeah.
know, because people don't just see the point in questioning somebody that went to school or that's an expert or would think that they wouldn't put their biases aside uh to make a point about something.
Yeah, the age-old question: Who watches the Watchmen? You know,
Yeah,
the age-old question. Well, because I've been thinking about that for ages, man. Because I'm a very skeptical person. Like Ray can confirm this, but my kind of skepticism is like insane people kind of. I literally call myself a skeptical skeptic. I'm so fucking skeptical. I will find information that completely checks every box and things that I understand, and then I'll be sitting there like a crazy person thinking in my head, but who wanted me to see this? I was like, what if someone put this in front of me for a reason? And I'd be literally sitting there thinking about this kind of shit, like I'm it's like a I don't know, like a fucking schizophrenic, right? And then like so like I will always fucking every time I hear something, I'm always trying to see the message behind it or what if there's something there that I'm missing.
yeah,
Like, oh my God. Like even my own, I do that inside myself where like if I come up with an idea, I'll sit there and think, why did I come up with the idea? Is it really a good idea? And I'll sit there and fucking
And
rest.
whose agenda am I furthering
Yes,
by
yes. We think about
by
stuff like that.
believing in this?
Yes, yes. And I feel like you kind of have to think like that. You have to, at least to a certain level, certain degree. Like obviously there are going to be some things that don't have that much depth to it. But a lot of the times, sometimes people are trying to convince you of something for a reason. And like you
Yeah,
just said, it's very easy to take available information and remove certain other bits of information and make something seem very
yeah,
what's before very black and white when it really isn't. You know, like it's very like that's what I remember. Ray, we were always talking about that. The using statistics to prove things that the statistics don't prove. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
bro,
yeah.
people love doing that shit. They're
That's
like,
why when
look at
they
this graph. And it's
yeah,
like, bro, did you read it? Did you really read the graph, bro?
that's why when they say what's the saying? Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't, or something like that. But numbers could be
Misconstrued.
formatted in a way, or it could be set up or arranged in a way that proves a certain point. Like you can
Yes.
not alter the numbers, but you can frame it in a way that
Oh,
supports
you can
something.
literally alter the numbers. Like you can
You
No,
can
actually.
like,
you can
no, you don't
alter
even
the
need to,
numbers too.
bro.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
can
need to
alter the
alter the
numbers.
numbers. Like, you can, like, say I'm playing Pokemon and I say I have a 100% catch rate. Like, what does that really mean? Does that mean every time I throw a Pokeball, I catch it? Does that mean every Pokemon I decide to catch, I catch it? Or does that mean that every Pokemon I have has been caught?
Yeah,
Like, it's like all I have to do is, like, I can put whatever I want, But if you don't know what I'm using
Ah,
to qualify that data, like the actual numbers behind it, it's just like, yo, what, like, who knows what you're actually saying? You know, that's why you can't like just look at graphs and be like, well, this graph says like chart of blah blah blah, because like if you like read the fine print, it's like this chart's a graph of something completely different, unrelated to the title, and it's like, yo,
or
cut the shit
sometimes they'll
off.
do something. They'll do something like, let's say it would be like 70% of the time this ring will turn blue, right? And they'll say
Yeah.
that, right, in order to get you to buy it. Let's say for some reason this ring turning blue is a good thing and you need that in your life. So like 70% of the time, or let's say they'll be like, this ring turns blue 99% of the time. You're like, wow, that's pretty good. I should get that one because it turns blue 99% of the time. But then, like Ray said, they leave out the information that it turns blue 90% of the time when you put it in this cold water in this very specific scenario. And
Yeah.
blue 90% of the time in that specific scenario. But you don't fucking know that. All you see is this ring turns blue 90% of the time. So you're like, oh shit, I got it. Then you're sitting there looking at it like, why isn't it turning blue? I thought it turns blue 99% of the time. And you didn't know that you need a very specific scenario for that thing to occur.
Yeah, there was something that was producing that outcome that you weren't
Yeah,
aware of. Yeah.
exactly. And like, even in the case of science, man, science is fucking. That's why when people would say trust the science, as a person who reads a lot of history, the idea of trust the science is so fucking crazy. When you read about the shit scientists were doing a long time ago, the yo, one, you know what scientists used to do? One, they used to rob people's graves. They used to steal people's fucking bodies, and they weren't doing this because they were evil people. They wanted to learn more about the human body, and it's hard to study a body when it's been too decomposed. So they would try and find fresh bodies, and the way to do that is you'd kind of have to rob somebody grave, and you sit there cutting their body open, and then like there were literally people who would kill people and then bring the dead bodies to the sun. And the doctor knows. He knows how they got this shit, but he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend so I get so I can and on one hand, it's sick and it's kind of sad. But then if that shit didn't happen, we wouldn't have ended up learning as much about the body as we did. So it's like it's
And
sad.
and what was that other experiment with the dog that was getting tortured because he
Oh,
wanted the dog to ring a bell or something.
you're talking about BF Skinner, right? Yeah.
Can't remember the name of the experiment, but
I think it's BF Skinner. But they
yeah,
did
but
another.
when you read up on it, it was like, damn,
Yeah,
like
there are a lot of things like that, and you have the stuff the Japanese were doing. They were doing so. And when you read about the science experiments of the Japanese, you can't even understand what the fuck they were trying to do. Like that's what I was. When I was reading, I was like, these niggas were just
it's
doing.
just like the lengths that they would go to
Yeah.
obtain this information.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, but
at some point they had to be in their own messed up way sick, you know?
yeah, these some of those Japanese scientists were definitely sick. Like I think I was reading about this one thing. They like sewed these they would like try to give people gangrene on purpose just to see what would happen. It's like weird shit
Damn.
like that. And it's like what did you hope to gain from doing this? It's like I think they sewed two babies together, something else weird like that. Like just weird shit just to see what would happen. They were just like but
Yeah.
another thing that is rife in science is like what will happen, right? Is there will be studies that come out that seem to prove something, but then you have to kind of look and see who funded that study, and then you will find why whatever result was produced because it was funded by someone, and then now they just want to prove something. Like companies do it all the time. Like I remember there's this I don't know if you guys ever heard of the frogs are gay.
I think yeah, the meme, right?
Yeah, so basically that whole thing became something because this guy discovered that this medication, when applied to frogs, it turned them into hermaphrodites pretty much. Like it made them hermaphrodite, have hermaphrodite traits, think their next generations would be born with hermaphrodite traits.
Mm-hmm.
So all he said was, this is interesting. We should see what like this might be having an effect in humans that might be similar. We should probably research that. And of course, when he suggested this to the company he worked for, they got really mad and then they discredited his name, published a bunch of stories trying to make him look like a quack and an idiot. And then they here's the best part, right? So they wanted to form an experiment debunking his experiment. So they threw out the original, like, let's say there's like a guidebook. I don't remember what it's called. There's a certain set of rules that you use in the laboratory, right? They threw those out and created new ones made by the company that had the drug and used out those new rules in this laboratory experiment. And then coincidentally, suddenly the drug no longer had those effects. And it was just like, it's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with you guys using brand new rules that you didn't tell anybody about. Maybe that altered the results a little bit, don't you think? that happens a lot. Yeah, that happens a lot in the scientific community.
You just conveniently omit information.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Who's checking? That's a great answer. Who's checking? Because like, who has the time to check? Really, you know, no one has the time unless you're like really interested. Like Ray, right? When you were talking about the machine learning thing, and you actually sat there and read the
papers, bro,
the study, right? Like no one has the time. No one unless they're actually interested.
That's a great point. You really gotta have the time to verify the verifiers. Like to be like, man, is he really doing his job? Like,
I did it on
to make that your mission.
When I was like, yo, did the Konami ban Kanye? And I just like quick looks like, nah, I gotta look it up. I gotta make sure. I'm not gonna just run with this one, you know?
Yeah.
Sure, but like, let's say in something more complex. Like in machine learning, right? It's a very complex field. You're not just gonna you can't just get an accurate glimpse of what they're doing by reading a paper that kind of talks about it, or a news report that kind of talks about it. But if you read the actual like lab report, then you're gonna see them kind of break things down step by step.
Man,
yeah,
if
and that's just right.
News reporter talk about anything, any science related, stop doing it. Stop listening to them, bro.
And reading that paper is probably going to take you like an hour, to be honest, because those things are long.
They're dense. They're literally dense. You might have to learn other science just to understand.
Yeah.
To understand what's going on, you might have to whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's like you need other disciplines to fully understand another discipline. It's crazy.
Because like when I was learning electromagnetic theory, I literally would sit there, just like reading the fucking textbook, and I was just like, fuck. I don't know. Because they would like go from one place to another place. I was like, shit. Now I have to like figure out what they're doing here. So I'd go and look and add up and be like, fuck, now I gotta learn out how they're doing this to this. And this was all just to learn the first thing. And I was like, oh my God, bro.
And most people are not going to do that. Instead, they just accept whatever, you know, verified public-facing expert has told them, and then they run with it. It's like yo, remember that thing I sent you, Ray, that I saw that YouTube comment section? Basically, these people got in an argument, and someone was saying climate change and global warming aren't even the same thing. Do your research, pal. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I was like, saying climate change and global warming isn't the same thing. It's like saying basketball and sports are not the same thing. Like, you know, it's just like, it makes no sense. It's like they're it's like the umbrella term.
Like it'd be more like, it's like saying like soccer and football aren't the same thing.
No, it's like the reason why I use that example is because climate change is the umbrella term, and then global warming would be a kind.
Global warming is a kind of climate change. It's an indicator of climate change.
And they switched it to climate change.
Oh yeah. That's what I. But like basically the way they describe it now, like I'm saying, the way they describe it now is they're like climate change is, you know, weather patterns and like trends and that kind of thing.
It's a simplified way of explaining that phenomenon.
Yeah,
simplified way.
Global warming is within itself a specific kind of climate change. You get what I mean? So it's like that. That's what they're saying because like you said,
it's happening to the climate.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like, because they did it because they were trying to explain that there were. Or I mean, it depends on it. Some people don't believe in global warming, and I'm not here to teach people.
That's not the point of this conversation.
What's her name? Candace Owens, though.
Oh yeah.
She went on Joe Rogan podcast. Had a whole argument.
Bro, it's cold outside. Global warming doesn't exist. It's like
Trump doesn't believe in it either. But the thing is,
but she was trying to make that point though. She was trying to make but that's when she was wrong in doing that. Like. It's okay if you want to challenge something that's a belief that's commonly held within science, but at least do your research. She wasn't even doing that part. Like she was just like, oh, so I'm supposed to just read something and graphs and data and all this information that's just spat out at me, proving that this has been going on, which is like, all right, that's a valid point. You're not supposed to just believe it, but actually do your research to further augment your argument.
There was another, I think, literally about Candace Owens, where there's like someone, like some teen says something to her, and then she replies like, "Why would I watch the whole video?" But she was like, "Why would I watch the whole video?" Like,
Yeah,
he was replying to something. He was like, "She didn't even watch my video, bro. She's calling me dumb. She didn't watch my video."
You gotta understand though that like
at least do your homework before you're gonna stand on that hill.
remember, it touches on what we were saying though, that you only have so much time to actually sit there and like you only have so much time because you can sit there and try and get more information, but then you don't know if the information being presented to you is biased. It's like you got to do all this, like it takes a long time.
Yeah, but that's different than you just going on a podcast with this passionate belief you have and telling everybody else in the world that they're crazy for believing something when you don't even have anything at your disposal to prove that. You don't have anything.
That's one thing I will do. I will say something that I believe, but if I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about something,
because you look foolish.
I will tell you I don't know anything about this. I'm not gonna.
Like, yo, bro, like I cannot be the one. Sorry, I cut off. I can't be the one to tell you about like theater. I can't tell you nothing about no theater, bro. It's not my lane.
I don't know shit about it. Yeah.
But imagine you getting on camera and speaking on it at length.
In fact, actually, let's talk about theater. Puss in Boots, or what's that one? Cats? Yeah, I think it's called Cats. Actually, Cats, greatest play of all time.
You just be making an ass out of yourself, you know?
Oh yeah, you start sounding like an idiot. Yeah. But it's like, you gotta be willing to admit that not only do you not know, but you don't even know what you don't know. Like it's like, you don't know shit.
Because at that point, you just come off as a contrarian. Like you just want to be against anything that's commonly held, like a commonly held belief.
Yeah. Then people give you shit. But then let's say you go on the path of trying to inform yourself and trying to get, like, sometimes I remember, like, there will be times when Ray is telling me something, and I'll literally say to Ray, like, I can't just accept what you're saying at face value. I was like, I would have to at some point in the future. Look, like I've literally said that too. It's like I understand the point you're trying to make, and it sounds like it could be valid, but at the same time, I don't want to just accept what you just said.
It makes me don't want to accept it for me. I just don't want to accept it for me, bro.
I had a couple situations like that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot. It was at work. What was the guy talking about? I think he was talking about like something science, like in the water and like sea specimens or something drastic, like a point he was making about it. I'm like, man, I don't know enough about what you're saying to correct you on it, but it sounds wrong. It sounds wrong.
Your argument's ass, but I can't.
But I'm not gonna say anything though. But it feels off.
Like it's not even like I'll think Ray is wrong. He's telling me it was like something about it will be scratching my brain or it'll sound weird. Yeah. And I was like, let me find out more. Not even to argue with it, but just to be like, so I can actually understand. Like, and actually now
you like that don't you like what?
No, because it's like I don't want to agree with you if I don't actually understand. You get what I'm saying?
I feel you, like, because sometimes people just say stuff to like, yo, this. I'm like, really?
You don't want to agree, but you don't want to disagree either, because you don't want to look like a fool.
So, you you don't look into it.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna look into it later, and I say that shit to people all the time, and then they'll get mad. They'll get mad at you. They'll be like, "Oh, well, you should just be willing to like." They're acting like you should just be willing to accept it. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't want to. Like, I don't know what you're saying to me is like I don't know enough about it.
This feels like you're holding me at gunpoint. Like I better believe it, or it's over. Like my life is over.
They'll try to shame you. They'll start trying to call you stupid. All sorts of things, trying to force you to believe this thing they're telling you. I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not gonna.
Or it's like very threatening.
or even like if I get in a discussion, let's say I get in a discussion with women, right? I remember I got into a discussion with these women, and they were talking about something about why they respond to men, even if they'll just respond to the man positively, even if they don't like him, right, or something. And I was saying that it was dumb, and I had a whole thing, but then they were talking, and they were talking about how like risking their life and all that shit, and I just conceded. I was like, being a rather decent sized man of decent sized strength and power, I guess I never have to think about that kind of stuff. I was like, I will. Maybe you guys have a point that I'm not seeing. Like that's what I just concede. I was like, I'm not gonna argue because you guys. I was like, it is impossible for me to really understand what it would be like to be like as small and weak. Because specifically the woman I'm talking to. I mean, there's some strong ass women out there, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can be strong as fuck, but unfortunately, men are just usually going to be stronger, right? But I just conceded. I was like, I probably won't be able to understand it from your perspective, so you might have a point. That's what I said. But yeah, I guess we talked about this to death, right? We can move on to something else.
Yeah. What's next?
All right, let's see. So I want to send you guys something, and I guess you should pull this up on the screen, Ray. I got this from I was on YouTube earlier and saw this. It fucking killed me, bro. Share that thing I just sent into the chat. I should have sent it in materials, but whatever. You sharing it?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta click this button. Yep, there it is. If you thought conservatives freaked out over Lightyear, they're gonna shit the bed over Strange World, which is great. Main protagonist is gay. Older people don't find it remarkable. Biracial marriage. Almost no one is white. Climate change metaphor. Even the dog is disabled.
What the fuck is going on, my niggas? Like, what is this planet that we're living on? Even the dog is disabled. I don't understand how you say something like that. You're not joking. What the fuck? Like, remember the time me and you?
Oh, look, man. It's not even like I'm against any of the things that are said in here, but this shit sounds goofy when you say it like that.
Remember the time we were laughing at the disabled Spider-Man? Remember they had the fucking disabled Spider-Man?
Yeah.
This man had crutches. He was shooting webs out of his crutches, bro. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?
Why would you do that?"
Oh man! And the movie that she's talking about flopped already. It flopped already.
Bro, were people mad about Lightyear? What even happened in Lightyear to be mad about?
Oh well, see, here's the funny thing about Lightyear, right? So Lightyear, the thing that the movie kept pushing over and over again, like even Chris Evans said in the interview that there was like there was a lesbian relationship. Like they kept marketing it. They kept talking about it. They apparently. I didn't look at enough of the.
I didn't watch any of the marketing, bro.
Yeah, I saw like one trailer for Lightyear, and when I saw that trailer, I was in the theater when I saw it, and I didn't look at it again. I saw like other things. I went and saw Lightyear, but I just kept myself. I didn't poison my view. I guess I would see things about it like I'm in the train, and you know how they have those moving things on the wall. Like they'll show that, and it'll be him shooting. Like, okay, I'll check this movie out. And you know what's funny? I think keeping myself free of a lot of the trailers and stuff helped me enjoy the movie more than other people. I think other people had certain expectations that I didn't have, and then that's what made them hate the movie.
Yeah, same. I went in there expecting nothing. I was like, this is a fine movie. I thought it was like kind of dumb.
Yeah, I thought some parts were stupid. Yeah,
but overall, I was like, oh, that's fine. The Zurg reveal was like interesting enough.
Yeah. But the thing is, what happened is they were pushing, apparently really talking about the first lesbian on-screen thing or something like that.
On screen?
Yeah.
You mean behind closed doors?
That's the point that people kept making when they were viewing the movie. They're like, the movie kind of shot itself in the foot, and it's like the lesbians appear in the movie for like, what, 2 seconds? Like
Not even, bro. That's too long.
They were there for briefly, and it's not important to the story at all. So it's like, why did you even mention it? Like you could have just had the lesbian showed up and no one would care. Like I've literally read a whole book where a character. I remember I read this book called Hero. Pretty good book too. Main character was gay, right? And I remember like it was relatable only because like his life, like he was this teenager full of all this angst, and it was actually based around his homosexuality, but it was more like I could relate to the idea of like
Yeah,
having a secret that you don't want to share with other people and feeling like something's wrong with you on the basis of this keeping this shit in. And like there were other elements, like his dad was like this pariah that everyone hated because something his dad did a long time ago that he had to do. He had to do it because like his dad was like a hero, right? Like a superhero. It was like a superhero book. And his dad, I think, if I remember correctly, saved a bunch of people in the situation, but also a bunch of other people fucking died. And his dad had no choice. His dad had to make a hard choice, and everyone hated him. And that was also very interesting and relatable to me. Like it was like, oh wow, it's really cool. And so it's like I can handle these things when they're done correctly and actually interesting. Like like the book Hero didn't have him walking around like I'm a queen and slay or nothing. It was just it more dealt with like his life and like him trying to come to
yeah,
grips with this
I mean,
thing.
that's what I was saying. Like, I don't have a problem with any of the things in that post, right? But it does just sound so goofy when those are the things you're highlighting about the thing. It's like,
yeah,
so the movie, is it good? Is it bad? Like, what's like,
Like it would be
is
one
the
thing
story
if
even good, bro? So
it would be
you got
one
all
thing
this in a bad movie. It's just gonna make y'all look bad.
it would be one thing if you wanted, like, let's say you were trying to make a movie about those specific topics, right? Like I want to make a movie about a gay black teen and how his life is probably hard because he's a gay black teen, right? And then, like you mentioned, when you're promoting the movie, it's about this gay black teen and his struggles, right? But if my movie is just like about a race car driver and he happens to be a gay black teen, but like it has no relevance to the plot, I
yeah,
wouldn't be like he's a gay black teen. Like I wouldn't even mention it. He would just happen to be a gay black teen. It would just be like I don't know. When I visualized the character, I decided he'd be gay, and I wanted him to be black, and I decided he was a teenager. You know, like that's how you. If you want to do diversity and you want to develop interesting characters, that's how you would do it. Like I remember even when I was a kid, when I would write stories, I wanted to start using more interesting characters. And when I say that, I only meant like I wanted their backgrounds to have more interesting like dynamics to it. Because and when I did
Nah,
this, it
your
wasn't
name is
even like
John. I grew up in the suburbs with my.
and it's funny because when I was doing it, it wasn't even like I was doing it to rebel against like I don't know traditionally white characters or nothing. I was really doing it because I thought myself. I was like, my life is very generic and boring. I was like, I wonder what kind of interesting characters I could make that you know aren't completely like because I was like I realized the characters would be like steeped in what my I guess what my views were like what my world was like. So
Yeah.
every character is just gonna be a teenage boy. You know, I was like, what if I started experimenting? So I'd like try to make characters from other places and that kind of stuff. And whenever I did it, whenever I'd write a story in a character, let's say a character's Native American, the story wasn't now about his Native American heritage and him fighting against the white man or nothing. It would just be like, I don't know, he'd be like some teenager in high school and he just happens to be Native American. Like it would just be
Yeah.
like something
It's
that's
like,
mentioned in this.
he's like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm from that tribe. What of it? Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Anyway,
I think the movie what movie was it? Chasing Amy. You guys ever seen that?
no.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
view
Jay and Silent Bob film.
the skew universe, right? The view of skew universe. It
Yeah,
was
that movie it does a lot of highlighting with sexuality because the girl that he's chasing after is lesbian, and then his friend you find out that at the end of the movie is gay for him, but it's all related to the story and them bringing out the characters and trying to reveal something deeper about them. So that was an example of them being able to fit that into the movie, but trying to make a point about accepting someone as who they are and overlooking certain things.
yeah.
Um, so there are ways you could do it. There are definitely
Exactly.
ways you could do it.
Yeah, like stop turning characters into caricatures and just
Yeah, I
make
don't like
actual
that shit.
characters.
It's goofy
You
as
know?
fuck. I think it's real disrespectful even.
Mm.
And then they will retroactively fix the character, right? And I'm just like, this is what they should have been, but it doesn't change the fact that they were a fucking, what's the word? Well, character is the best word. They're literally a caricature of everything they're supposed to represent, and like that happens so often, like with America Chavez, with all the Gwen derivatives, like they're just weird cash grabs to like be PC, and then
Yeah.
after everyone like they realize that no one gives two
They would. They
flying
want. They
fucks.
want to add
Like,
it. They just want to use that movie and add it to the genre of films that are pride in a certain culture, prideful, like the
indeed,
Latinx community pride films or the LGBTQ pride films,
yeah,
or even what's the other I'm missing one.
Queen, Black History
Pacific
Weeks.
Pacific Islander. Like they have all those different genres and they use that as a way to fit that
And
to
then and
put that in there.
and then it ruins things for projects that actually do just want to have fun. Like let's say, like I guess Encanto would be a perfect example. But like I used to be very interested in both Native American and African mythology. So I'd write a lot of stories steeped in African mythology. Like Anansi was one of my favorite mythological figures because he was like a trickster, and I just always thought that was really fucking cool, right? And now let's say like I wanted to write a story now steeped in let's say I wanted to use the character Coyote, right? And then it'll be even worse. Let's say I am a Native American and I write this story. Now people are thinking that, oh no, say, you know what, even better. Let's say I'm a white male, right? And I'm writing this story and it's steeped in Native American mythology. Now it looks like I'm trying to be woke and shit. When all I just wanted to do was write a story about some cool mythology. You know what I'm saying? And it's being ruined by the people who are doing that. So now you're limiting the space creatively because you're trying to do this like forced representation thing. Like a movie like Encanto, right? Where I remember I didn't watch it, but I saw parts of it, and this girl I was talking to at work was watching it, and I was looking at it, and it's like the movie itself has like a lot of Hispanic representation, and one thing I actually really did like as I was looking at it is the Hispanic people were different shades and had different like hair textures, which I thought was very interesting. I was like, oh shit, they're actually representing that aspect of Hispanic culture. So
Mm-hmm.
usually they kind of try to hide that. So I really dug that, and then I was like, and the movie has nothing to really do with their Hispanic heritage. That's just dressing, like a little bit of dressing on the story. Although the the girl I was talking to, and I guess I noticed it too, she made the point that the plot of the movie is something that many Hispanic women go through with their fucking the matriarch of the family making life very hard for them. It's a thing
Yes,
very common in Hispanic culture.
it's common in a lot of cultures.
True, true, true. But it's like Encanto would be an example of how to do something like that correctly, even though I don't think it made that much money anyway. And the reason it probably didn't is because people looked at it and immediately assumed it was going to be some PC bullshit, thanks to the people
Also,
doing
Disney has just been releasing like a movie every year. Like
it.
they
Exactly.
was actually discussing specifically about Disney. Like before, it was like 3 years in between a movie. Now it's like you blink and you miss the movie.
And,
There's
and, and,
Encanto, Soul. There's so many of them, bro.
and it's all trying to put, and they're always trying to have that element of wokeness and representation in all their movies now. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like now Disney is becoming known as the woke company. So now you don't want to watch anything from those motherfuckers. You're like, oh, it's gonna be a woke movie. People will literally say that shit. I've heard people say that in words, not even just on the internet, in real life. They'll say shit like that. They're like, oh, you know Disney. You know what that movie's gonna be like. Like they'll literally say that kind of shit now. So it's like Disney's making things bad for everybody. It's like, I don't know, man. Jesus Christ. Jesus. But one thing I'll say about Encanto, the songs were not hitting, bro. They need to. I don't know what's going on, bro. The songs are just not hitting.
People will
Like
fight you over that. People will fight you.
they were not hitting. Like I feel like the old Disney songs are so much better, so
I,
much better.
I
I feel like
didn't.
they
I don't think the We Don't Talk About Bruno song was as good as everyone said, but there were some songs that I liked a lot.
Mm,
But the one I liked the most was the ending song. Actually,
mm.
it
I
was
didn't see.
like you didn't see the movie, but it's like the final song. It's like where the grandmother and the daughter, or yeah, the granddaughter, I should say, they like have a final chat. That song, I fuck with it heavy, bro. It was real nice.
And it's not even like I don't have anything. I have anything against Disney songs. One of my favorite fucking songs is probably the most feminine Disney song of all time. It's fucking "Once Upon a Dream." I love that song. That song is fucking
Damn, I
amazing.
thought you were gonna be like "Kiss the Girl."
It's like that song. I love that song, "Once Upon a Dream," and it's like the way I first like. There was a version Lana Del Rey made that I enjoyed a lot. So then I went back to see the song again because I was like, damn. I was like, I want to hear the original now because I remembered it from when I was a kid. Heard the original and I was like, fuck that remake, bro. This original is peak, bro. Peak. That song is beautiful. But and it like in Frozen. Remember that song when those niggas are cutting the ice? That was like my favorite song of the whole movie. I thought that song was really cool.
Yeah,
Remember the beginning when they're working? I was like, damn, this song is dope. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I also feel like this is really tangential. It's just like the way that they're making movies right now. It feels like there is no real development. It's like Frozen and Tangled. No, what's it called? Moana. It's like this is going to happen, and then it happens. Like that's it. There is no like
There's no
real
surprise.
hurdles. Like especially in
Oh,
Moana. Like there was no hurdles in Moana. She's like, bro, I don't want to be here, and then she wasn't there anymore. I gotta go save this thing. Oh, I'm on my way to do that. I don't know how really. The hurdle is supposed to be Maui, but Maui's like, oh, lit. I'm just gonna help you. So I was like, yeah. Luckily, she ran into that hurdle because now it's just gonna help her. It's like it's not a hurdle if it helps her, bro. You know, it's not even like
there's
she had to
no
like think of how to make it help her. It was just, yeah, I'm gonna help you now.
there's no what's the word? Um
There's no stakes, bro.
conflict. No conflict.
There's
No
no
stake.
conflict. There's no stakes. It's just like
No climax.
No climax.
well, they don't
Yeah,
really build to a climax, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. Yeah, Disney is Disney actually they've been losing a lot of fucking money. They haven't
With
been
that Star
profitable.
Wars thing,
Huh?
with Star Wars.
Yeah, well, Star Wars and just in general, like these animated films, they cost a lot of money. I, you know what, that actually touches on something. I guess we can move on to something that actually touches on the final topic. Um, I'll let you guys go first, or should I go first?
Doesn't matter.
Are there any? Are
I
there
mean, you
any?
have to go first to introduce the topic.
Okay, okay, yeah, sure. So conspiracy, right? There's this interesting conspiracy theory. I want to talk about conspiracy in general, but moving on from the Disney thing, like segueing, there's a conspiracy theory that a lot of these movie productions are just money trafficking and money laundering operations. Because like when you look at these fucking movies, my bro, they they will make no fucking money. There will be a studio that's still making movies and hasn't made money for the last 5 years. And you're just like, I don't understand. Like how are these niggas still in business? And you just start it starts to look weird. And you start to like there's like a theory that all of Hollywood is just
I was thinking that about the Fast and the Furious series, but people actually go watch those bum ass movies, and they keep making them. So I don't know
Who's
why.
watching those movies? It's not me.
Bro, the box office numbers are stupid.
people watch them for humor, sort of. Like you remember Sharknado?
Yeah.
Fast and Furious is like the Sharknado movie.
Who's in that? Tara Reid, right? I don't know
What?
why I know that. Tara Reid.
Yeah, I don't know why you know that.
Um, but yeah, I mean, are there any conspiracy theories that you guys wholeheartedly believe in, like an actual
Yo,
conspiracy?
all the tech companies, bro, they're all money laundering. They're all doing some secret shit. Cause like they definitely don't all have this money to be paying all of you this much. I'm like,
Yeah.
cause like you all of y'all are getting 100K salaries, like every single one of you, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, bro. Come on. And at the same time, y'all all getting flown out to Disney to go on vacation, and you all getting like all this stock options and all this. I was like, yo, bro, something's not adding up here, bro. Something's not adding
God,
up. And I was
so it's
like,
like
none of you are doing work. The amount of TikToks was like, day in the life of a software engineer.
yeah.
I
I was
wake
just
up
watching.
at 4 p.m. I log in, say what's up to my manager, and log out after a hard day of work. And some of them were satirical. Some of them were funny, like them being jokey. But like a lot of them were like, no, this is dead ass. Like I go, I get breakfast, I chat with my coworkers, and then I go home after maybe opening my computer to look at a piece of code. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? What's up?
Like it's like why y'all miss me with that? Like
Mhm.
where my check at? This is
Like,
what's
yo,
going
sign
on.
me up, bro. I'm a reveal you unless I get put me on the payroll.
Hmm. Trying to think of a good one. Did I freeze?
No.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, he.
I
Yo,
was like, I see him laughing, but I don't hear anything. Then I
yo,
look, I'm like,
what a place
you're
to
not
freeze
frozen.
on, bro.
All right. I was gonna say I was trying to think of mine, a good one. Hmm. Yeah, what's a good one?
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know,
think
bro.
of the first thing that's coming to my head is like, you know how you see those commercials, those fast food commercial, and there always be like a white person at the counter
Hmm.
instead of like when you go to your Dunkin' Donuts or you go to your McDonald's, you never see a white person there.
Bro, if you go to Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, or a Subway, it's a brown motherfucker behind the counter, bro.
That's what
They
I'm
own all of
saying.
them bitches, bro. At least in New
I,
York, they own
I,
all of them bitches, bro.
I was trying to think of a conspiracy theory that aligns with that. Uh, like
That's not a
that fun.
conspiracy. That shit's just
That's a
facts,
strange.
bro.
It's a strange phenomenon. Like, why is that? Why is that the
Bro, it's
case? You
because
know,
they really came from their country and they got put on, bro. Like one person did it, so they
what's
all
happening?
started doing it, bro.
Wait,
It's
what are
kind
you
of
guys
like
talking about now?
Eric mentioned like in fast food commercials, like white people are always at the counter, yeah, like the registers and stuff. But he's like when you go to your actual local place, that's like never true. And I was like, yo, Dunkin', Baskin Robbins, Subway, all only brown people own those restaurants, bro. At least
So
in New
that's
York,
it.
I every time I walk into a Subway, I know there's gonna be a brown man behind the counter, and he gonna hook it up.
That's the conspiracy.
Uh,
No, I was trying to think of a conspiracy that aligns with like why that's the case.
I
Why
mean, I can
instead of them
explain to you
showing the
why that's the
minority?
case. Because it's just like I said, they just get put on. Like one person's like, "Yo, this is a good idea," and
But
then everyone
why
else
do they
follows
show the
suit.
white man then? Why do they show the white man in
Oh,
the commercials?
because of
That's my
middle
question.
America. Like, even though in this area, right, you might not see that happen often, but like everywhere else, like white people are the majority. White people work everywhere. They work all the kinds of jobs, especially in like the smaller towns. Like
Yeah,
you will just see
yeah.
like you will
New
literally go to
York,
your
there's just more
McDonald's and it's
diversity.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my the reason I just disappeared is my fucking internet just stopped working out of nowhere.
Mm.
Just like I think it actually went out because I don't even see the Wi-Fi listed here on the list of Wi-Fi's.
I will say this. I will say this. I just thought of a good conspiracy, but I don't know if it's really I don't know. You guys, let me know what you guys think of it. So I came to the conclusion, just thinking about college and the college system and universities, like the people that created college,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like there's some corruption going on. Like with all this money being shelled out to fund these schools, these big universities, these big campuses. There's something evil at play. I can't put my finger on it.
I
Can't put
mean,
my finger on it. There's
yes.
something evil though. There's something sinister behind those doors.
I mean, yeah, yes. Like, bro, colleges aren't designed for you to learn things. They are designed to make you live there. Like,
Yeah.
bro, the most lucrative business is real estate. And what college has, like the out of state colleges, they have a lot of real
Yeah.
estate. So they really are just making you rent from them. That's it. They're making you rent
And
from them.
I feel like there was a meeting at one point in time between like a board of directors with not just one school, but with the with with the idea of like the idea being speculated that they were opening up a school and they were like, yeah, you know how we gonna get money? We gonna fool people into coming here and thinking that they go
I don't think it worked out exactly like that. It's more like this thing existed, and then people figured out a way to manipulate the system and use it. They're like, wait, people are going to college, but
they just do
if we
yeah.
make places for them to live, then they're gonna have to come live here. And
So
they're like, yo,
college was
we could
the
charge a lot of money because we're gonna put
yeah.
in the rules that they have to live here for the first
That's
year.
probably the better way to put it. College was already established foundation,
Mm-hmm.
but then they just took it to new heights by adding on all these things that were unimportant, like all these things that make the school look fancy. like these amenities or things that aren't really needed, but made people feel like they were getting a premium education.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they do stuff like that all the time.
like we got the best library, we got the best hall, we got the best this. Like, man, I don't care
A lot
about
of
none of
like
these
aesthetic
things.
changes my college had went through while in like the 5 years I was there. I was like, yeah, but your math department is so shit, bro. The math department was so shit that one year they literally were like screaming at each other, bro, because it was like I think it was the linear algebra people. Like one person was making the test and they refused to give out any information
Yeah,
about the test. But they were like, that's not fair. All your kids will pass the test because like you're gonna teach them what's on the test. If I don't know what's on the test, I can't teach them for the test. And like they were like, well, how about this? Everyone get one question, but no one wanted to share the questions. So like it was like
yeah,
the last minute people would be putting questions on, and then they like find stuff like I never taught this kid to my kids yet. Like they're all gonna fail this one question, and bro, they literally had to restructure the entire math department, and bro, and of course it happens after I went and took that class, bro. I was like, bro, literally I was taking linear algebra, and I was getting A's and hundreds when in my class. I was like, yo, linear algebra is not that bad. And then I got to the test, and I was like, yo, how do I change the language? This isn't in English, bro. Like this shit was crazy. I looked at that midterm. I was like, yo, wait. Like I actually don't know what they're asking me here. Like I just did not understand. And then there was a lot of like definition questions. They were like, yeah. What's the exact definition of this one thing? And I was like, my teacher doesn't go over definitions. He just kind of shows us. It's like this kind of problem. You use this formula. Use this method. I was like, shit. And I was just like, and after the midterm, we were like, yo, can you like prepare us for that instead? Like that was really bad for everyone. And he was like, no. He's like, no, I can't. So
What about the idea? What about the idea that these colleges have they say they have like very liberal academics, like most academics are,
ah,
what do you mean
and they
liberal?
force.
I think he was talking about to I don't know, carry on without him. I think he was talking about the liberal arts majors. You know, like the majors that a lot of people take that there isn't really a future in, or they don't end up. I mean, maybe he could go back. Are you there?
Yeah, oh, me or him?
Yo,
No, no, Gio or
yeah,
Vanguard. Well,
sorry,
yeah, what were you saying?
yeah, sorry. My thing connected on the computer, so it logged me out of this shit right
You
away.
said liberal academics. Something about
Yeah,
that.
force their philosophies onto the students, or they try to slip it in.
Oh,
What do you think about that?
I don't know
yeah,
because it's like
I can
it
see
is
that.
weird. But
Yeah,
they might like outwardly do stuff like that, but internally they're very very conservative. Cause like
Oh,
strange shit would happen on
I mean
campus that was
I don't know
they
about
get you to
that.
buy their
nah,
books.
bro. Listen. Like strange shit would happen on campus that's very not liberal, and the college would do everything in its power to stay out of it. To be like, yo, we give our students the freedom to express themselves, but if anything a little too liberal happened, then they were like,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's not representing our ideologies well, and it was just pretty
Oh,
obvious. It's like
yeah,
y'all really here just for a
yeah.
check, bro.
that must be your coach because I there maybe it's like not a one to one because like there are so many examples. Like there was just a fucking black only showing of Black Panther. They
Who did
just
that?
did that at the school, huh?
Who did that?
So I don't remember the exact school, but that just happened. A black only showing, and like they do things like that all the time. Where it'll be like black like I remember there was another school. It caused this whole clusterfuck because what they were doing was they wanted to have a black only students day where like all the white students I guess couldn't be on campus for that day. That's the kind of bullshit going on at some of these schools. And I'll tell you what, at my school, oh my god, the one I was going to, so much fucking everyone there was like a fucking super liberal. First of all, and yo, I'm oh my god, now you guys just opened up a whole fucking memory hole. I remember I had this English teacher, and this fucking bitch, bro. This bitch,
Mm,
she was she was the most she was like such a fucking like super feminist. Like this woman, this was just like I guess this was like every ounce of her being was feminist. Like this woman one time showed us a like a clip randomly in class. Just randomly came to her mind for some reason, and it's like this. It's this firewoman being asked a question by a woman, like a female reporter. The reporter's asking her, "Oh, do your like maternal instincts ever like conflict with your job as a firewoman?" And the woman's like, "Oh," she gets mad and she's like, "Oh, well, it doesn't conflict. What do you call it? It doesn't affect my ability any different than the fathers who are also firemen and their paternal instinct." And like when she showed us this video, it had nothing to do with the class. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about. She just for some reason this dawned on her and she decided to share it. And then I remember she would when I would write the papers, right? This fucking bitch would give me C's on fucking everything. Everything. C's or B's, never an A, right? And this has come from a guy who's written his whole life. Every class I was in,
Nah, bro.
every other class,
He's real nice with the papers, bro. He's nice with
yeah,
the papers.
every other class I would write for, I would get fucking A's, A plus, and these would be essays I wrote the night before. And I would sit there. I would sit there the night before, finish the essay, go to sleep, get like 40 minutes of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that enjoyed it writing
So,
for a living and is cranking them out the night before. Like,
yeah, no, bro. Like I remember he told me the story, but like, yeah, she would just be like, she just seemed like she just didn't like him, bro. And he like no amount of like talking to her like would like get her
yeah.
him to understand what he was looking for. Like nothing.
And he probably had numerous conversations with her that broached that subject of feminism,
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
she probably got to know his thoughts on the matter, and they didn't they didn't align with hers. They weren't what she wanted to hear. But yeah, man, college. Some of these universities,
College is a scam, bro. Cause like
yeah, some
you
of these
really could just
university
end up with
scams.
you could
Yeah,
end up with a professor who just like it's like I don't like you, so I'm not gonna give you a good grade. That
and they
literally
get
happened
you.
to me. That happened to me. Like I literally just like failed the course once. Literally last day, everything's fine. I'm the only one talking in class. Blah blah blah. They're like, oh, you don't have a full draft, bro. I was like, but this is like it's due at 5 p.m. What do you mean? Like, yeah, but you need a full. It's 8 a.m., bro. It's due at 5 p.m. Like I'm working on it right now. They're like, yeah,
Wait,
but
wait,
I gotta
wait,
fail you.
I could take it a step further, but this one
wait,
might get me
wait.
canceled.
Let me finish though. Well, yeah, you take a step further, but let me finish that last story though. And this is probably gonna get us canceled because what I'm about to say is kind of me. So there was this. So she kept failing me, and when I would raise my hand in class, every time I said something, she would act like what I was like. She could literally be like, she'd be showing me like a graph. She'd be like, this graph has these three words on it. Let's say it has like the words A, B, and C, or well, the letters A, B, and C. She's like, what does this figure here represent? And it's in the middle. I'm like, oh, that's figure B. She's like, well, it could be figure B, but someone else. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that's the kind of shit this woman would do to me. But then there was this fucking retarded bitch from Chicago, right? And I say retarded. This bitch couldn't even speak English, bro. She could not speak fucking English. And the teacher fell in love with this bitch all because when she mentioned her favorite authors, it was like fucking Toni Morrison and Sister Soldier and all
Ah,
these.
yeah. I know the Toni Morrison types, man. She a legend. The Bluest Eye, I remember that. Song of Solomon.
When she, because we had to list our favorite books, and when she asked me, of course, what I mentioned sounded very white and heterosexual. I was like, oh,
Ray Bradbury.
I was like Arthur C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov, Philip K. Dick, like classic sci-fi writers. And once I said that shit, I think that was my primary mistake. She decided she hated me and wrote me off. And then like the other chick, she would say the goofiest, stupid shit all the time. And on top of that, she couldn't even speak. So it's she sounded like fucking mushmouth. She's like, and I'm just like, and the teacher would praise her every time. That shit was so annoying. That was my first encounter with the outwardly liberal and like very biased, academia.
And they want you to buy their books. That's the funniest part. Like,
Is that the other?
They-
That's the real scam right
they
there.
want you to promote their literary career outside of class. Like, it's like this is not what I'm here for. I'm here for this credit.
Well,
You know?
what were you gonna say that could have gotten us canceled?
I don't know if I should say it, man.
Just say it. Say it.
I'll fight myself not trying not to
Just
say
say
it.
it.
You already mentioned it, bro.
All right,
Just say what you
all right, all right. Organized religion is a scam. All right, goodbye. Have a good night, yeah.
That's not a. That's like, yo. That's like a very
That's
accepted.
entry-level theory right there, bro. That's the first.
Yeah,
first
go
see everyone get on.
having to pay for worship or go to a place for worship. I can't do that in the crib with my socks off.
I've
Get
been
out of
saying
here.
that since I was a
Niggas
kid.
trying to do it sockless, bro. That's kind of mo, bro. It's kind of sus.
How's that sus?
Bro, no. Wait. Charles, this nigga, wait, you not wearing socks right now? Are you talking
No.
to me not wearing socks, bro?
You want me to lift my foot up on camera?
Don't do that. Don't do that. See, this nigga sus as fuck, bro. Out here trying to show.
You asking what another man doing in his home, bro? You sus.
You really talking to other niggas without your socks on, bro?
No, I mean, I don't know. Both of you guys made some good points.
You don't want to wear button down shirts with no shirt under. You dirty.
I'm not dirty. You out here talking to grown men without socks on. That's crazy.
No, but you both made some good points because he said showing another man your foot on camera is sus, which I agree that that's some sus shit, right? But then you say he's asking you what you're doing in your house. That is kind of those are two very sus things. Those are two very sus things. But what would you do? Like fucking sitting there on call with somebody? He's like, "Yo, I think I got some on my foot," and he just pulls up his.
I would leave. I would be like, you should go take care of that. And I'll just leave.
He's like, "Yo, is that like a wart or something?" He's like,
bro, once this person sent me a pic, they were like, it wasn't like to me, right? They were just like sending pic. I think they were like, "Oh man, I like scraped my foot," and like they sent a pic of their foot. I was like, "Yo, bro, never do that shit again." I was like, "Never send me a pic of your foot ever again." What the fuck is wrong with you?
And a scraped foot at that? What the fuck? But the thing with the religion thing, ever since I was a kid, I remember getting so many arguments with my mom when it's time to go to church. And it's not like I hated church. I didn't hate church. I actually liked. It's not that I liked going. It was the going there that was the annoying part. But being there, I would not be that mad. I remember I would be in like the children's service, and that's the part I would actually hate. Children's service was kind of annoying because like we just up the kids. I didn't like the other kids. That's the main reason I didn't like it. I wanted to go back downstairs. So I'd be so happy when we're finally free to be away from the other children. I could go back downstairs, and I would actually sit there as the pastor is preaching, fucking paying attention to what he's saying and thinking. I was a little ass kid, just like, oh, I guess he has a point. Because I don't know, it's like I got the feeling that there were gems in there. Like there were things he would say that made a lot of sense. And I think we just had a really good pastor. But I remember I would say to my mom all the time, I was like, why must we go there? I was like, why can't we just do the same thing here? I was like, you already on Sundays when you get back home, or even in the mornings, you sit there watching Joel Osteen all day. I was like, why not just continue doing that in home and we don't have to go? I say that all the time. And I was like, even in the Bible, fucking Jesus talks about how, like, and he wasn't even against that idea of just having those temples. It's like you practice wherever you can. You practice where you are. You live, what's the word I'm looking for? You live faithfully out in the public. You don't have to go
and have you seen how decked out those churches are, man? These are state-of-the-art buildings, bro.
That super church, or what's it called, the mega church?
Are you talking about the Joel Osteen one?
Yeah,
He's one of the biggest mega church pastors ever.
It's just crazy because, like, I remember when like they needed like a large gathering space for like, not refugees. What's the other word for
asylum seekers?
Yeah,
it wasn't
asylees.
Environmental like hazard.
Yeah, it was like a
to gather people up.
He was in Texas. There was like a hurricane or something.
Yeah, some
not hurricane.
And they were like asking him if they could use the thing. He's like, no, you can't use that, bitch. Which it's just like,
man, those buildings are top notch. Like
from a point of capitalism, it's like, yeah, I don't want all these people in my like nice, expensive building, bro. But at the same time, it's like, aren't you a man of faith?
And you guys aren't even doing. They're not even using like the space half the time in those buildings. It's like half the time it'd be vacant. It'd be one man in there.
They'd be untaxed. They'd be untaxed, free to do as they please.
Man.
So it's like, you guys think, so on a larger note, do you think religion in itself is something used to
I won't
brainwash
go. I won't
masses?
go that. I won't go that far. But obviously,
I
there
feel
are
like
cases.
you can have faith.
Yeah.
If that faith helps you get through the day, that's your business.
Yeah, I know, but do you think
I do feel that there are people out there who are abusing the fact that people like need a faith.
Mm. I remember there was a comic I read a long time ago called Super God, and the premise was that humanity starts trying to create its own superhumans, and of course it goes horribly wrong, and it's just a lot of bad shit happens.
There's nothing wrong with having faith, but it's when you put your faith in the wrong things that could take you to these strange places
Yeah,
that you
well,
end up.
in that comic Super God, they sent these people into space, and there was like they purposely exposed them to like something that was outside in space, some like spore or something. And oh no, here's what they did. They put them in an unshielded craft to see what the radiation would do to them. Just literally just to see what would happen. And when the people came back, they'd been exposed to like this spore that fucking like fused all of them together into like this one entity that was like really powerful and smart. But you couldn't be around it too long because the spores would start manifesting on you, and then like you would start growing like these things. Like
Yeah.
there,
The image is just not what I want in my head.
yeah. To show you, actually, there was something really creepy where they said that one guy was in the room for a certain amount of time, and then his lungs started talking to each other. Like, like the thing started basically.
That's
His lungs,
wild.
yeah, it was fucking awesome comic, right? So, anyways, one of the guys in like a fit of drunken rage, he walks up to the thing, and then he asks it like, "What's your purpose? What the fuck are you doing? Like, what is the whole end goal here?" And the thing explains that humans are and their ape monkey brains are driven throughout all their lives with the need to worship something, the need to bow and to have something to focus on and aspire to, I guess, or like something to occupy them, to like an opiate for the masses.
Yeah.
He was like, "I am your stash." That's what he said to him, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was like, that shit was hard.
I'm your stash.
Yeah, basically, he was saying, "I'm here for you to worship because worshiping for you and your ape brain is akin to taking drugs." So he's like, "I'm your opiate. I'm your opioid." There you go.
Mhm.
That was his whole point.
That's a hell of a comparison.
Yeah. So do you guys?
A man of worship to drugs, I guess.
They were saying that religion is meant to, I guess, alleviate some of your.
Mind. It's mind numbing in a
Yeah,
sense.
it's meant to numb the mind a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
I
That's
definitely know
interesting.
some people who have been mind numbed by their faith, but also people who don't, who aren't. You know, like
Yeah, it can go the
is a
opposite
personality
direction.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
like
is. Yeah.
I had a discussion with a guy about this, and he was like really coming down on religion, and I was explaining to him that there's a whole branch of Christianity, like theology. I was like, literally, the idea of theology is pretty much like, it's like, imagine philosophy, even with some, there's even Christian Science. It's like a whole branch of hardcore meditation and thinking in regards to religion. Like they'll sit there trying to understand God. That's the whole purpose of theology, right? But the other thing is, I think, I honestly think the society we live in within itself is the fucking stash. I think this society is meant to distract us and keep us on the hamster wheel running. That's my whole thing. I think religion is the least of your worries. If you,
Ah,
yeah.
I got the best. I got the best conspiracy. That I'll put all y'all conspiracies to bed.
Oh, what is that?
Guess what it is? It's possible. It's very possible that race
Something
is just
crazy.
a social construct.
Oh, race is a social construct.
It's
No,
not real. It's a social construct.
you. I had a funny conversation with some coworkers the other day where I forgot what she fucking said. Um, oh yeah, okay. So she teaches this after school class, and she said that one of the students looked up at her and said, "Are there black people in Africa?" And like she didn't know how to answer the question. She was looking at him like with disappointment. But I was like, wait, hold on a second. I was like, hold on a second. If everyone in Africa is black and they don't think of themselves as black, I was like, maybe he has a point. I was like, are there black people?
Because like I would want to say no, that there are no black people in Africa.
Yeah.
Because they're not black. They'd be African.
I was like, maybe he has a point. And like I forgot what, and I later
It's
one point
black. The term black is only endemic to individuals in America.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're not walking around thinking I am black. They're like, oh, that's Tom. Like they're not like it doesn't dawn on them probably. But then I was like, one of them was like, oh, you can't just choose not to be black. I was like, yeah, sure you can. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, you could be whatever you want. I was like, if you think in your head that you are black all the time, then sure. But if you don't think that way, then are you black? It's like people.
All right, say I grew up in Japan, like would
Yeah,
I would think of myself as a Japanese, right? Like I grew up there, I know all the culture. Like why would I think of myself as anything but Japanese? But everyone else
exactly.
would look at me and be like, "You're a black guy." It's like,
Exactly. But if you, in your head, if you are so internally motivated, it does not matter. Because very few people are going to look at you and be like, you black. You know, like
yeah,
it's not, no, not many people are going to talk to you like that. You would just kind of not be black, I guess. Or
Yeah.
like people, maybe some people would look at you as black, but if you talk to just, like, let's say you lived in a white community, you talk like everyone there, you act just like them, and you're like an accepted member of the community, and you yourself don't think of yourself as black, are you truly black? You know what I mean? Or are you
Yeah.
just another member of the
Look at the Dave Chappelle skit with him being a blind man, Clay and Bixby, where he's
yeah,
like he was a KKK member and he didn't know that he was black.
exactly.
I mean, this one guy, I forgot what pod he was on specifically, but he said he believed that transracialism made sense because if you're a mixed kid, like what race are you?
Oh, was it Bobby Lee? I
I
think
don't
Bobby Lee
know. I just saw the
was it
tweet.
an Asian guy, an Asian comedian.
No, he was an Asian.
Oh, okay, an Asian guy was talking about that. Go for
It
it
was just
though.
like no, it was just like all right, yeah, like if you are a mixed race kid, like what race are you?
Yeah,
Like
you
just
literally
find
can
it.
choose, can't you?
What?
You literally
You
choose
can
what
choose, or you
you
can
choose if
not
you want to
choose. It's
identify.
like who cares, right? Like you can be like say you are a black Japanese kid, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. Like no one gets to tell you. Not even your parents can tell you what you are, bro.
Yeah, you can literally choose whatever you want to be. You don't have to. Sonny, would you guys go further to say that the idea of race might be limiting to people that are trying to box
Uh,
in?
Yeah, that's an easy point to make.
yeah, I
Hmm.
think I agree. Cause like, look, man, I like you
Yeah.
know me. I don't go around people telling people my ethnicity. Like I don't do that. Like I don't really like walk around and be like,
Mm.
oh man, I'm time to rep this country that I don't live in. I don't do
Yeah.
shit like that.
The one time I did that, it was a joke. I forgot what this. We got to this discussion, and this person was like, "Oh, slavery and all this stuff," and I was like, "Nah." I was like, "Nah, we don't have the same ancestors, bro." He was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "My ancestors kicked them out." I was like, "That's what they did." I was like, "That's what my ancestors did," and he got mad at me. He got mad. I was like, "Yo, I was like, literally." I was like, "I'm not just talking out of my ass." My mom came from a whole nother place. I was like, things that the history's a little bit different, you know. Like,
But
nothing
don't
I
think
could do.
about that.
Yeah, but yeah, man, fucking. I remember I was talking to some people about how like I have never ever consciously thought about like oh I mean I have thought about my race, but I was like never before have I like when I was going to do something ever thought in my head, but what about me being like black or whatever? And I was like that being black has never stopped me from doing anything in my entire
To me,
life.
I saw it as the lowest thing on the totem pole. Like first they gonna just look at how I dress, the way I speak, like everything else is gonna fall underneath that first, and then probably race, ethnicity
Yeah.
at the very bottom.
Yeah. But when I told the person this, they were saying that I was crazy. And they were like, oh, because it's systemic. And I was like, oh, shut the fuck up. I was like,
Yeah, hairline systemic.
yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's a
No,
crazy diss. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody said that to me.
you just turn around and
Yeah,
like, damn, I
like
guess you're
if it was just amongst a group of people, like everybody just happened to be like one of those at the lunchroom in school.
oh,
Oh,
you guys never seen that short where it's like they're making fun of each other's moms, and then before the other guy can go, he's like, "I know you're not talking. Don't your mom got an OnlyFans?"
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
You like
subscribe.
go off after that. Yeah, you like go off after that.
It's like, don't your mom got an OnlyFans? For real, if my mom had an OnlyFans, my mouth would be shut all the time. I'd be trying to duck. I'd be like, "Yo, please don't make nobody notice me today."
Nah,
Like,
you gotta have a long conversation with her about that. Like,
conversation. She's making money, bro.
I can't keep going to school like this, man. With you putting out this content.
She's making her bread, bro.
You go to school with the fucking cap on, the fake mustache, and some dark glasses, walking around.
Bro, you think if you even be at that school anymore, you might get expelled. Not even like they was like, yeah, bro.
Bro, that's a fight every day, bro. That's a fight every day.
Like, they might just transfer you, bro. 100%.
Like, you know, Lana Rhodes. You guys know who that is? Lana Rhodes. Some point.
Yeah, I assume that.
She has a kid, and I every day, man, I just be, and it was another because there was another porn star.
You just feel for the kids of these.
Yeah,
there was these women, man.
I was thinking about this. Like, I saw this. Like, there was this woman with a long time ago. I was very young too. I was a teenager, and like there was this like porn star, and like I was reading something that said the porn star had a kid, and in my head I was like, damn. What would I do if my mom was just
man, imagine them parent-teacher conferences, bro.
No, because she was quitting for that reason. She actually didn't quit. That's the funny thing. I saw her a few years ago on something else, and I was like, "Oh, didn't you say you were gonna quit like 2 years ago, bitch?" I was like, "Okay, all right." But anyways, when she said she was gonna quit, I was like, "Does that even matter? Because you're gonna be 13."
Forever, bro.
Yeah.
Like, especially like you'd get away with it when everyone's in like elementary school. Like no one's gonna notice, right? But the second they hit 11 to 13, someone's gonna be like, yo,
bro. I seen his mom somewhere.
Them parent-teacher conferences, those voluntary school trips to meet with a counselor or something.
Let me start the other parents. The other parents, like imagine one of the dads is sitting there. He look over, he see your mom. He's like, wait a minute.
Them PTA meetings, like, yo.
He's like, oh, I remember her. I remember her.
The teachers be chatting too, bro. The male teachers be like, damn, man, I might have to have another at-home visit.
The male teacher sitting there in the corner by the water cooler is like, yo, did you see the one where she had the watermelon, bro? Did you see that one?
You're here trying to focus in class, but you're hearing all this in the background. While class is going on.
It's like, did you see what that nigga mom?
Bro, imagine being in class and be like, hey, yo, bro, I saw your mom's new video.
No disrespect, but that was good. Content, bro. Tell them to keep up the good work.
He's like, yo,
bro, you know that in her new video, she's wearing that red outfit. Yeah, that was me. I suggested it.
Oh, no, he would say that shit.
$100, bro, but
it would be that shit, and then 5 minutes later, you see an ambulance. You see me just sitting there, and the kid's in the ambulance. I'm like, what was I supposed to do?
You'd have to box them. You'd have to box them.
What was I supposed to do?
To box them, bro.
Like, did you hear me? What was I supposed to do? What do you want from me?
Bro, I feel like there were certain teachers in our school that, like, if they heard what was being said, they'd be like, you shouldn't have acted that way.
Imagine the teacher started dating her though. Like your teacher, I've seen that in TV shows. That's always awkward.
Yeah, funny thing, dude, that what you just mentioned.
You teaching me at home, man. You teaching me.
A long time ago, there was a student that hated me for no reason, and he would always like bother me. One day, we were sitting there in history. I'm a big fan of history. I like history a lot. I'm looking, and I remember in history class, I was so far ahead of these motherfuckers. It was so funny. I would know what he was going to teach next week because I was reading ahead of the book. I read so far ahead in that fucking history book. I was reading about the Iraq War. Like I went that far ahead, and they're sitting there still learning about the Mesopotamians and shit. I'm reading about the Iraq War. I remember there was a time when I was reading the book, and I was just like starting to, what do you call it? Getting filled with passion, right? And I was sitting there, I was random. I was like, yo, it'd be so cool. Like our teacher was named Mr. Clemens, and Mr. Clemens loved me a lot too. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if somebody just like wrote a book about all this shit. Like, I was like, there's like a series long book just about all this cool ass shit. Like, and I meant like a work of fiction. Like, it just seemed like a really cool idea. And people do it all the time. It's called historical fiction. But I was like, imagine like an epic saga just about mankind, right? I don't know how you would make it work, but imagine something like that. And this kid goes, really? It's called the history book. And I turned to him and I was like, I already know what the history book is, you stupid ass motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. I went up on this long round. I was like, shut the fuck up. You always fucking bothering me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I just went like that for a long time. And then I stopped. And I calmed down. And the guy sitting there with this look on his face, like, and he looks over at the teacher, and the teacher's like, I mean, like, you're always bothering him. Like leave him alone. That's what he said. He just completely was on my side. He's like, you mean, yeah, you're always, like, leave the kid alone. Stop bothering him. Dude, just 24/7. That kid was just on my dick all day.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
He was pretty annoying about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know? You know what he's talking about?
I was there.
Yeah,
he
knows.
Well, I wasn't there, but I was in school with him.
You heard the story. You heard the story.
You saw another story where he did something crazy, and I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" Remember the thing when our teacher Miss Henry is on the phone, then she gets on the phone, and the funny thing is she even laughed at this joke because she thought it was funny. It was something stupid I said. They're like, "Oh, who was that?" I was like, "Oh, it was her mom." That's all I said. I was like, "Oh, it was her mom," just like lightly, just a little light humor, and she like chuckles a little bit. This nigga jumps up and goes, "What you said? What you just said? What you said?
Yeah,
What
you said about my mama?" I was like,
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there looking at him in confusion, like, what are you talking about, bro? I was like, what? And everyone's staring at him like he's a crazy person. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I think it was Ray who had to sit there. He made it, nah, he was talking about Miss Henry. He made a joke about, because she was on the phone, and he's just like, oh, all right. And he sat back down, and everyone's like, what? It was like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
yeah, no, man was tweaking. He was tweaking.
Yeah. But yeah. I even forgot what we were even talking about before we went on this whole tangent. We went off the reservation there a little bit. Yeah.
Time to go home.
Off their reservation. That's funny.
Time to go home.
Yeah. I mean, is there any other conspiracies, or should we break?
Yeah. I think we got them all out, for the most part.
I mean, the final conspiracy, I think so. I believe that whenever Raytron goes to get a haircut, they fuck up his
I had a feeling. I was wondering what was gonna happen.
I think they fuck up his hairline on purpose. I think they just imagine what reason could they possibly have to just fuck up your hairline specifically? Imagine you
every time you go in, they zeke your shit. Oh, my fault, bro.
Imagine it turns out you could have been getting all the bitches, and they were doing that to try and make it so that other people could get them.
Nah, the barber's time travel is like, if this man gets any bitches, it's over for us. At any point in history, this man gets any bitches, history just goes down the darkest timeline. So I gotta do my part to make sure this man's hairline is cooked.
So what about when you find out about that? Do you accept your role as the man who can't
get a new barber? What do you mean? What do you mean?
In your power to get some bitches, bro.
No, because what if you find out? What if some wizard or some shit steps out of a portal? He's like, "Yo, I'm sorry to break it to you, man, but you can't get no bitches, bro. The moment you get bitches, everything ends. The world is over. You can't get no bitches, bro. You're just gonna have to keep beating the meat for now." It's like you can't. He's like, you can't get any bitches. Do you listen to him?
He's gonna have to rock out with the happy hands, right?
Yeah, they'll get the happy hands.
Everything in your power to get some. Everything in your power, bro.
So fuck the world. He's gonna have to fight. Oh man, I actually do have a funny hypothetical. Then we can break out. Got this from a video. Shit was funny. All right, so let's say your homie calls you, and he's like, "Damn, bro, my girl just found out that I was cheating on her. She caught me. She saw me with a girl on the gram. And I told her a lie. I just need you to help me out. Just this one time. Just do me a solid, bro." He's like, I told her we were gay and we were dating. And she believed me. So she gonna call you now.
But wait,
she gonna
no, go on, finish.
You're gonna call you right now to ask you about the details. Just hold it down for me. What do you do?
I'd be confused as to why she would be okay with you dating a gay nigga in the first place.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
didn't get that.
maybe he said he was bisexual. Like he's
See, but that cheating.
That's still another partner.
Yeah. But I mean,
Boy,
like, if she's rocking with it and he really just needs a hold, let's like say that is whatever, right? I guess you hold it down.
How close is he to me as a homie though? Like this the day one?
yeah, you've been friends for your whole life.
Like, I guess you gotta hold it down. You be like, yeah, they were with me. What y'all do? You know, you watch a movie. You know, do that thing.
I'm gonna tell him one condition though. Like you gonna have to cut that cheating shit out. I'm only doing this one time.
You get caught again.
Not good. Yeah. Cut that shit out. What you say?
Bro, imagine she's like, damn, that's kind of hot. I want to watch. Ooh.
Oh, you know what? Can we watch a quick video? Can we watch a video
Of what?
where I got this topic from to begin with? This shit was funny. It's not that long.
Man, it's supposed to be a 7-hour video.
Because you're literally touching on something that happened in the video, bro. Hold on. And then I guess we can actually go.
Send the ting down.
People like when you I'll put in material. Oh, everything has been in materials. I'll put in materials.
Yeah, since you chopped up the Nas video, it's getting more reception, more views.
Yeah. I chopped up the Nas thing and put it in and I'm gonna do some more. Just gotta. I was trying to.
Bro?
Oh, I'm not talking about this.
Oh, of course, it's my nigga Niles.
Yeah.
That sounded real like
hello.
Like I hate it. It's like, oh,
Now always has
again.
He always has the most creative skits and ideas ever. Hold on.
Bro, I need your help so bad.
I want to
Yo,
watch it at the same time.
No, I need your help. Listen.
Give me a second.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Yeah.
Breathe, bro.
All right.
What's going on?
I'm ready
now.
I'm in trouble.
I'm ready.
Tiana caught me last night. She caught me.
Okay, for what? What happened?
She caught me cheating, bro. She saw a picture of me and Jamila together at a club.
Man, how you get caught up again?
I just being reckless, bro. It was stupid.
This like your third time in 6 months, bro.
I know it was a stupid.
I can't keep covering for you.
I know.
What exactly did she see?
I was at the club and somebody took a picture of me cuddled up with her.
Damn, how she catch you
I
out?
know.
Man, come on.
I know it's a messed up situation, but I need your help, bro.
So what did she do?
She got heated. She started ripping my clothes up. She started cutting everything up, bro. I had to figure out something.
Dang, bro.
So what did she do? A favor, bro.
A favor like what? Like what you want me to say?
So I came up with a lie last minute because I didn't know what to say.
So what did she do?
I just panicked.
Favor like what? Like what you want me to say? What did you tell her?
I told her, I was like, I know what it looked like, but you don't know, bro. I'm gay.
What? Why would you tell her that?
I don't know. I just panicked. It was like the first thing that came to mind that I could.
How do you even play that off?
Well, she fell for it. So I mean, you know.
Okay, so what favor do you need me to do? Like, what you want me to tell her that you gay?
No. So
there's no problem. I could do that.
No. Listen, hear me out. So I actually told her that me and you both are gay and we're together in a relationship. So
What?
I had to.
Why would you tell her that, bro?
I had to figure out something.
Nah.
Just hear me out, bro.
No. Ain't no hear you out, bro. I'm
I
not.
don't know, bro. I'm
That's
sorry,
too
bro.
far,
My fault.
You involving me?
Come on, just
Nah.
go with the story, bro, please.
What are you
Please,
thinking?
She coming in the room. Just tell her, bro.
No. You need to tell her the truth, bro. I'm not with that. I'm not
Hey,
trying.
babe. So here go Niles on the phone right here.
Hey, hello.
Hey,
Hey, girl.
so I heard. I understand that you two are gay now.
Yeah. So I mean,
I mean, congrats, I guess.
the cat's out the bag. It's something I guess we just can't hide anymore.
I want to be upset, but I'm happy that y'all don't have to hide anymore. I know it's tough not being able to be who you truly are.
Yeah, well, it's been going on for a little while now.
I'm sure that hiding for so long was hard
Mhm.
enough for you too.
It was.
Wow. So listen, I want to get to the juicy questions. Can I ask?
Sure, go ahead. What's the question?
Do you be writing on him, or does he write
What the-
you? How do you guys do it? Hello?
He be writing.
Oh, so he writes on yours.
I be
You
riding.
ride on his?
Nah.
Hey,
I
what you
ain't
doing,
gay.
bro?
I ain't gay.
Wait, what?
I'm not gay.
You're not
He ain't
gay?
gay. He was with Jamela last night. He been
Are you
cheating on you with
serious?
Jamela for the past 3-4 months. How you not know that?
No way.
I don't know, but I ain't
You're
gay, and I ain't about to
Tell
say.
him we gay.
Nah, bruh, no.
Yes, he is gay. He be riding me.
Nah, bruh, no. Whatever y'all got going on, hell nah. I ain't gay, bruh. I ain't about to put that on me.
Riding me.
I'm not about to sit here and pretend. Nah, hell nah.
I'm telling you,
Hell
he's
nah.
riding me. He's gay. We both
Ain't
are.
riding nothing. You ain't riding nothing over here.
Oh my
Hell
god.
no. No. Y'all need to figure that
Oh
out,
my
bruh.
god.
Don't put me in your mess. No.
Yo, the part.
Nah.
That's,
I'm out.
that's exactly what you were saying.
You folded on that.
He started asking me, yo, it was just because he's trying. He tried his best. He tried.
He's like, I can't do this, bro. I can't.
Could even bring himself to say that shit.
He was like, nah, nah, he been cheating on you for the last 6 months, bro. Oh man. Wait, is it still playing for you guys?
No.
No.
But what I was gonna say is during that conversation when he kept saying, why would you, that was how I felt that time we were with that mutual friend. And he kept saying that. I was like, why would you
Why would you say that, bro?
why would you?
Like, yo, who, bro? Nah, that mutual friend of yours. Nah, he really fumbled the bag pretty hard that time. Like, I don't know why any of the words that he said came out his mouth that night.
I don't know.
Goofy, just straight goofy. But it's been nice talking to you. It's getting late.
Been real.
It's getting late, bro.
Yeah, we've been cheering for a long time, haven't we? Wait, you wearing a Boruto shirt?
Yes.
Damn.
It's it was a gift.
How the mighty have fallen.
It was a gift. Look, man, the shirt's fire. The show's trash. Garbage, bro.
All right, I guess we could call it a night. Vanguard out. Catch you. Same bad place, same bad channel, and also religion is a scam now. Oh,
Got the head coming in all the way.